Hello everybody, my name is Samantha Jung-Fielding and I'm an Arbonne independent consultant and area manager based in New Zealand. I am so excited to be talking to you all today because in New Zealand the first Arbonne independent consultant has just reached the very top of the business. So if you're asking yourself, what is Arbonne? I'm here to give you some background. Arbonne is a 40-year-old, $500 million online business in the field of health, well-being and beauty. And our main competitive advantage, in my opinion, is that we do not pay for advertising, nor for celebrity endorsements, nor models. It all began with a vision to offer Swiss formulated, botanically based, gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan products in the field of personal care that were formulated without any nasties. And 40 years later, we have more than 400 products in 4 categories: skincare, cosmetics, nutrition and personal care. Now, how is Arbonne such a success? Well, for me, it encapsulates several crucial business concepts. If you're going to have any business, you need something to sell, either a product or a service. And Arbonne sells products that people just can't live without. Can you imagine your life without shampoo or body gel or moisturizer or, for us girls, lipstick? Even better is when you have a product or service that needs to be regularly renewed, and all of the products that I've just mentioned are consumable. They get used up. We need to buy them again. But where I think Arbonne has been absolutely so clever in the development of the business is that this business does not trade time for money. You and I are both used to the idea of work 40 hours, paid 40 hours. But when you have a brand, products that people can become loyal to, you have the opportunity to do the effort once and be paid on it over and over and over again. That's actually how I became involved with Arbonne in the beginning. I was looking for products that would help my baby. It was 10 years ago. I was living in the UK and I was having my 4th child. And once she was born, she had a lot of skin rashing and irritable areas, probably due to the fact we were living in the heat. Not a lot of heat in England, but she was born at the end of July, so in the summer. And what was happening was that in the areas where her skin folds, in her elbows, behind her knees, in her little neck, where her beautiful little fat face rested upon her little chest, the skin was becoming red, irritated, and a lot of dry and rashy areas were coming up. I needed a product that would help. And a friend had been trying to introduce me to the Arbonne range, but I didn't really want a product range in my business because I had a healing centre with 19 therapists. We were offering more than 40 different services, and I didn't really want to add on a range at the time. But I was desperate for an answer for my daughter's skin issues, and so I tried the Arbonne products on her skin. And within 4 days, the rashing was clearing up, the redness was gone, there was no more dryness of her skin, and it was a complete transformation. So much so that I took the products for the baby and started slapping them onto my own face because I've had skin issues since I was in my teens. And what happened was the same for me. It took a little bit longer, but I was able to actually reduce the redness around my face, particularly in my nose and across my cheeks. I had less dryness, and over time my skin began to heal. So I could graduate to the teenage range, and now that I'm 52, I'm on to the anti-aging products. So I thought the skincare was fabulous, and I started my first Arbonne business by offering the skincare range at my healing centre in the UK. Then we moved to New Zealand, and when we came to New Zealand, the Arbonne products weren't here. And so I was a little bit, what will I do? So I imported them illegally for 4 years until Arbonne arrived in New Zealand and I could start my second Arbonne business. And that day I was first in the queue because I already knew how wonderful these products were. Now, between me ending my Arbonne business in the UK and starting my Arbonne business in New Zealand, the nutrition range had been introduced as well. And so last year I tried the nutrition range for myself because I've had ongoing digestive issues for many, many years. And what I found was the same transformation. Within 4 days, I was no longer experiencing IBS symptoms. My chronic fatigue that was a leftover from my years in the corporate world where I'd burned out was resolved. No more having to take afternoon naps every single day. My skin, being nourished from the inside as well as from the outside, was becoming better and better. And over 60 days, because I did Arbonne's 30 Days to Healthy Living nutrition program for 2 full months, so 60 days, I'd lost 5.5 kilos. If you weren't aware, Arbonne is actually the #1 brand globally for healthy living inside and out. And I actually experienced that myself, which is why I was so keen to be an Arbonne ambassador twice. Now, maybe you're thinking, okay, well, I'm a little bit like Sam, I could do with some good products, but possibly the business side of things, how am I going to fit it in? Well, that was my challenge too, because by the time Arbonne had arrived here in New Zealand, I'd started a different business called Happinessence, and I was no longer working with other therapists. It was just me focusing on people's happiness. But what I found was that I was able to introduce these products to some of my clients who have sensitivities and intolerances and even allergic responses. And that meant I could start this business, Arbonne, alongside Happinessence. And you may be in the position where you can go full tilt into a brand new business, but a lot of people starting Arbonne want to do this part-time initially and then build it over time. And that's great because it fits alongside raising children, it fits alongside a job, it fits alongside another business. And how it fits is in those nooks and crannies of time. Because Arbonne leverages technology. So you can use your mobile phone, your laptop, your social media accounts to help your business to grow. All the tools that we need to get started with Arbonne are all available online, and you are connected to the person who introduces you to Arbonne. Because Arbonne works in a really simple way. I'm not saying that it's easy, but it's very simple to understand. And how simple is it when I say to you, all I did was I stopped buying any of the products that Arbonne sells anywhere else in a retail store, and I started buying them from myself, from my own business in my online website, and I got them at wholesale price, and I received a commission on them because it was a product sale going through my business, so that seemed to me like a pretty sensible thing to do. But on top of that, I shared that idea with others. And some people simply wanted to buy products, and that's great because they can do that from my online store, but others wanted their own online store and wanted to become Arbonne independent consultants too. And that's wonderful because it meant I was building a product sales business and developing a team. Now you may think, oh, well, do you get paid when you introduce somebody into the business? That's not what happens. In fact, payment only happens when products are sold, and commissions are calculated as a percentage of product turnover running through business, which is wonderful because it means that I'm connected for mutual benefit to all of my team members, and how much I help them also means how much in the long term I'm helping myself, because we're all being paid on turnover through our businesses. Now, it might sound when I say that I'm being paid on turnover through someone else's business that I'm going to be clipping the ticket, but that's not the case, because it's Arbonne that pays me for my help with others. I receive a small percentage from someone else's business turnover because I've helped them to be successful. And that's an opportunity open to every Arbonne independent consultant if they wish to build their team. And basically what it means is that the effort that you put in equals the reward that you gain over time. So I absolutely love the fact that I can do as much as I like, and I can even grow my business to 4 management levels if I choose to do so. We all begin as Arbonne independent consultants, and then we can become district manager, area manager, regional vice president, and national vice president over time. National vice president is the top level of responsibility in the business, where that first independent consultant in Arbonne here in New Zealand has just reached, and it gives the potential for uncapped earnings. Now, to me, that is tremendous, because what starts for many people as a plan B business can become their plan A, where they surpass their current earnings and where they go on to be able to realise their dreams. How exciting is that? And how many other business opportunities do you know that offer that? Now, I'm often asked, is Arbonne a franchise? No, it's not. And let me explain that there are some key differences. With a franchise, you're going to be asked to make a certain level of investment. With Arbonne, you're asked to make a certain level of investment, but it's a very low level, which indicates a very low risk. And what that means is that you can get started straight away, which is tremendous, alongside whatever else is going on in your world. With a franchise, you're given a geographical territory and you're restricted to that geographical territory. With Arbonne, which is present in 6 countries, you're able to have product sales and develop team members in any of those 6 countries. I found Arbonne originally in the UK, and I now live in New Zealand, but Arbonne is also sold in America, in Canada, in Australia, and in Poland. So with 6 countries, there's plenty to start, and we're on the beginnings of globalization. So there's more to come. How exciting is that? Now, what I particularly love is that we can grow the skills required to be successful in Arbonne as we are learning the ropes. And you get paid along the way. We call this earn as you learn. You have the opportunity to be paid weekly cash as your product sales come through, whilst you're developing the skills to grow your products and increase your team size if you wish to do so. With a franchise, you're also set a pace. you're asked by the franchisor to actually achieve certain goals at certain points in your development. With Arbonne, you choose your pace. You choose your speed of development, and you choose whether or not you simply have a product business or whether you also are going to develop a team. So I really like that opportunity, open to all. And it's a wonderful leveler. Anybody can join Arbonne. It doesn't matter your past expertise, your past experience, it doesn't matter where you come from, which sex you are, everybody can be involved in Arbonne. The characteristics that I personally have found are the most successful are people who enjoy chatting to others, because this is a business. You are going to have to connect with others. You can do it in person or virtually, but I find that the ability to talk to people is a great starting point. What about as well if you're coachable? Well, that's another really good characteristic, because you're going to have somebody who is connected to you, your upline, and this person is going to give you tips and tricks, and if you're coachable, you'll take them on board. I think a good, strong work ethic will also see you well in Arbonne, because it is a business and it does involve work. It's a simple concept, but you still have to get hold of the concept and do it. And the other thing that I think is going to help you greatly is wanting to step out of your comfort zone. Because really, when we stay in our comfort zone, nothing new ever happens there. And if you're having a new opportunity, you need to jump out of your comfort zone, embrace it, and go. So when I say it's a wonderful leveler, what kind of people will you meet in Arbonne? Well, you'll meet professionals like doctors, teachers, lawyers, but you'll also meet a lot of people like me in the field of alternative medicine. So perhaps skin specialists or dermatologists, therapists, fitness people who want to add an extra line of income to the service that they're already offering. But you'll also meet people from other completely random professions, people like actors or dancers who have, if you like, a point where they can no longer pursue that profession professionally, perhaps due to injury or even age setting them out of certain roles that they may wish to take. But what I love as well is that people who are stay-at-home parents often jump into this business and become the most successful the most quickly. That is a business that I truly believe is a great leveler, open to anybody. Now, there are 3 ways to become involved with Arbonne. You can simply become a product client, love the products and purchase the brand. But perhaps in so doing, you're enjoying for yourself, having better products for your family and saving the environment at the same time, and you want to introduce that to some of your friends and families, at which point you could become an Arbonne host or hostess and invite people into your place of work or place of home to discover the Arbonne products. Maybe you're just like me and you want to jump straight in and have your own Arbonne business. And that is one of the best ways I can see for you to develop yourself moving forward, because I want to leave you with just 2 questions. If in 5 years' time you carry on doing what you're doing right now, where will you be? And is that where you want to be in 5 years' time? Secondly, what if Arbonne does work for you? Because we can all ask the question, what if it doesn't? But the point is, if it doesn't, you'll have a whole load of gorgeous products. If it does, where could Arbonne take you? I am so pleased to have spent this evening talking to you. If you have questions that I haven't answered, please do go back to the person that introduced you to Arbonne to get more information. And I hope to see you in the future on some Arbonne training calls as you join in and make Arbonne your business of choice. Goodbye now.